Visit our first Daybreak classroom.
We're spotlighting the Heman Street School in East Syracuse. This will be the last year for kids at that old school, because next fall a new school on Kinney Street will be ready for them.
And the grown-ups are turning to the kids for important decisions on things like furniture for the new school.
We're looking at the plans. We have the layout of the cafeteria. We know how many kids are going to be in there for each lunch period, and we're trying to select tables that would accommodate our likes and our needs.
And the kids are doing the testing. For example, they got to test out 2 different kinds of cafeteria tables, a picnic-style bench and an octagon table.
At lunchtime, I'll go in and ask the kids, well, what do you think of this table? Do you like this table? Oh, yeah, but I can't put my feet under it. Or so, you know, they're sharing their opinion of the table.
Well, the kids hated this octagon table. Sometimes the kids know best. Just didn't work for them. They're also doing a great job handling a lot of changes and adjustments. Redistricting meant Heman Street had to absorb more students, so they had to be creative when it comes to finding room for everything. Great story coming up in 1 hour. And if you want to be a part of the Daybreak Classroom, just tell us what's special about your school or your class. Email us, daybreak@wixt.com, or you can send us a letter. Daybreak Classroom, mark that envelope, Daybreak Classroom, 5904 Bridge Street, East Syracuse, 13057. Yes, that was neat about the different kinds of, you never think about, well, it just put a
How big was the
table in there.
octagon when it was flipped up?
Yeah, it wasn't very big, and they
And it
just
didn't look it.
They couldn't fit as many kids around it.
Yeah.
The kids felt uncomfortable, but they loved the picnic style
Who
one.
doesn't like a picnic?
Yeah.
I mean, that's right there.
That's great.
That's
So
good to have the kids involved in the
Yeah.
decision-making process.
and
then-
helps get them excited
Exactly.
about moving into their new school and feeling like they were a part in the future.
You know,
Where-
when you said picnic table, I thought we were going to bring in picnic tables, big old lumbering wood
Right.
picnic table. Duh.
Yeah.
That's just me. Anyway, how about the word of the day? Amateur.
Visit our first Daybreak classroom with Christy.
Today's Daybreak Classroom, we're visiting Heman Street School in the village of East Syracuse, where children are getting a lesson in doing more with less space. They've had to make a lot of adjustments as they wait for their new school to be built. So far, the kids have excelled.
I don't think they pick up on anything. And the teachers have been wonderful too, because they are in some very, very tight spots.
She's not exaggerating. While you may not be able to tell by looking inside most of the classrooms, take a look behind some of the closed doors.
I'd like to show you our instrumental room. This used to be the phys ed teacher's office. So now we have instrumental, and we have a bathroom right next door if they need to use it. But this is Mrs. Whitehouse, our instrumental teacher.
It's a little bit bigger than the size of a closet.
Yeah, it's a little bigger than a closet, but we're really cozy here.
And it is also cozy here in Mrs. Simone's art room.
This is my classroom. It used to be the stage, and they put up a wall across the gym and divided it in 2, music's on one side and art's on the other. It's been a big adjustment. I think the biggest adjustment's not having water in the room. I use this bucket right here as my sink, and I have another bucket by the door with sponges in it, which is the other sink.
Sometimes when we have to clean up messy stuff, we gotta go to the janitor's room, across the room, and to wash our hands, we have to go down the hall to the girls' bathroom.
We usually have to go into the bathroom to wash our hands. We have to slip through things to clean up papers. We have to move things to get stuff.
But it hasn't stifled their creativity. Let's go to the opposite side of the wall, to Mr. Pease's music room.
Cover the curriculum, but I can't do quite the amount of things I used to do. For example, we used to do a lot of movement activities around the room. Well, as you can see, we can't do that anymore. There's an echo in here. And we're right next to the gym, and we're also next to the art room. This room was constructed 2 summers ago, specifically to accommodate us.
Have you found yourself talking louder?
All the time. And I'll tell you what, my hearing's going too.
But listen to how talented his children are. So despite the lack of space, children and teachers manage to end each day on a high note.
He freed a lot of people, but it seems to die young.
They've really accepted that well. Tell me something, in their new school they'll have all of this.
They'll have room for everything, and they're very excited about that. And the neat thing about it is because the weather has been so nice, construction of the new school is back on track, so they hope to be back in there in the new school in November of this year.
They probably won't know what to do with all that room they're going to have.
That they're handling it really well. If you'd like to be a part of the Daybreak Classroom, tell us about the good things happening in your school or your class.
Good things are.
Okay, 5:56, good things are happening as we feature the Heman Street School in East Syracuse, our Daybreak Classroom today. This is the school's web and newsletter club, making front page news as progress on the new school being built just up the road. The kids are tracking its progress and each month do an interview with the building superintendent.
And then I go over and I take digital pictures with our new camera. And this month we're hoping to actually have an on-site interview. We're going to go over and wear hard hats and actually see the school's progress, and they're going to be able to photograph it this month.
And the kids found out the mild winter has put construction of the new school back on track. The Kinney Street School should be ready for them in November. A little trivia for you. The woman who we interviewed in the story, Cheryl Longo, she look familiar at all? Linda Quinn's sister. Linda Quinn, our Daybreak dietitian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Resemblance to Linda.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why she
She's doing
looked
a
familiar.
great job with the kids. She's got a digital camera. They go over, they take a look at the construction of the new school. They put it on their newsletter every month. Very cool.
And I noticed that she is just like her sister.
She is.
She's got all the kids with an apple a day.
Carrot sticks, apples.
Dr.
That's
Away,
very,
yeah.
very
You
good.
see the apple
All right,
computer.
all right, we got to get back
Well,
to
the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.